Hi guys, Andres here. It's time for a new tips and tricks video covering another Super Smash Bros. Character. This fighter is one I've picked up just recently over the past few months, and I've already grown to love his playing style. Back in Brawl, he was part of a 3-man band, but has since broken away and has become his own independent fighter who ain't need no man. Give it up for one of the original 150 Pokemon, Charizard. Charizard's flying solo now, and he's proven himself a worthy competitor, especially after some recent buffs to his moveset. He may be a heavyweight, but with some fast thinking, he's able to keep opponents on their toes. The best proof of this is his most basic, but perhaps most essential move, his jab. Charizard's neutral attack can be used to keep opponents at bay, rack up damage, and maintain combos. Charizard's most well-known combo may be his down throw to forward air, or down throw to neutral air. These can be extended by grabbing your opponent once again and repeating the process, or instead, by throwing in some swift jabs. Speaking of neutral air, there's a key element I should address, the tip of Mr. Charizard's tail. When using moves such as his neutral air and side tilt, Charizard can deal more damage depending on which part of his tail connects with his opponent. His neutral air will normally deal 9% damage, but 12% if your opponent is hit with the flaming tip. The same goes for his side tilt, 7% with a tail hit, 11% with a flame hit. Let's take a step back and talk approach options. Here are a few I utilize often. Usually after a short hop, I start the match by engulfing my opponent in flames, careful to tilt up or down depending on the direction they're moving. Another option, if your opponent jumps, is greeting them in the air with a quick forward air or neutral air. There's also the slightly more risky but doable option of rushing in and grabbing your opponent, following through with the previously mentioned combo. I've found Charizard to be excellent at edge guarding. One of his most useful techniques is keeping enemies off the stage by blocking all exits with fire. If an opponent jumps up from the ledge, Charizard can knock them back with a forward air, a neutral air, or his mighty Trump Master down special, Rock Smash. Because of the duration of this attack, it also works after an opponent climbs back on stage. His down air also proves effective for enemies climbing back up, and can set you up for more attacks. Remember Charizard's flaming tip? Here's another situation where the difference in connection point matters, knocking enemies back off stage. This is especially useful against fighters like Fox or Falco, who often attempt to return with a side special, and is actually quite powerful. And then there's my favorite kind of edge guarding, going in for the kill before an enemy can return. There's Charizard's forward air, pushing enemies even farther back, his back air, which can knock enemies against the stage and to their doom if timed appropriately, and then there's his down air, an extremely satisfying attack when used at the proper moment.
You've kept him alive so that he can die at the proper moment.
That's right, Professor. Charizard also has some useful methods for getting back on stage. Hopping up with a Rock Smash may award you with a few extra moments to decide your next move. Another option is letting go of the ledge and jumping up with an up air if your opponent is close enough, his forward air, or his up special. His side special might be an obvious approach, but may be the necessary choice depending on how far you've drifted. I should also take this opportunity to advise those who aren't familiar with this Pokemon to use this attack wisely. There's a bit of a lag after it's used and can leave you pretty vulnerable, but when used at the right time, it's clearly quite powerful and can catch enemies off guard. So there you have it, some basics on the Charmonster. For those of you eager to get a handle on this fighter, I hope you find this video useful. Of course, I haven't covered everything, and there's much more to learn when it comes to mastering Charizard. If you've got more information or tips on this character, feel free to share your knowledge or opinion in the comments. And please, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips and tricks, as well as tournaments, contests, and much more video game content. Thanks for watching.